and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Motorsport for some online races against, well, you, the community, and the like. For this set of races, we were using B-class cars, fitted with, well, non-race tyres, basically. The slicks are by far and away the best way to go. Almost every single circumstance, they are just dominant. So by doing this, the theory is it would open up a little bit more variety in terms of the builds. Though that being said, I'm using a Nissan Pulsar, and I was going for the can lightning strike twice approach. The Delta had proved to be a lot faster and a lot more competent than I expected when running A-Class, so I was taking a similar approach with another 90s all-wheel drive hatchback. We are here on the grid at Laguna, a fair way back. I have the all-wheel drive launch. That's something, but it's going to be a bit helpful. However, it's maybe not going to be the most useful of things. We're still going to jump a couple of rows of cars as we head towards the first corner. Oh, there was a tangle. There was a tangle up ahead that's kind of backed everybody up a little bit. But we are through the first turn. Absol with that Alfa Romeo has a huge amount of grip. A mighty wing as well. You know, that's where the grip is coming from. That is where all that grip is coming from. I don't know if I want to follow it, though, because I don't think it's got any straight line speed whatsoever. We're on the outside of a Lexus. So the weaknesses for the Pulsar will potentially be mid-corner speed. It doesn't have very big tyres, much like my Delta. We're very similar in terms of principle to the Delta. I mean, that was an A-class car. This is a B-class car. It's all about acceleration. It's all about getting traction out of the corners and being able to out-accelerate your opposition, because you're not going to be able to out-turn them, basically. Oh! Although, if you get a tag at a very quick corner, we are in the middle of the track, and there was nothing I could have done about that one. Carver just bumped us lightly. The downside with a very short wheelbase car like this is if you get a little bit of contact like that, there is... And the way this car is set up, it's really difficult to deal with. Really, really difficult. It's just the smallest bit of contact at a critical moment. The slight difficulty we had is everybody was checking up. Basically, we could all be a lot faster through that corner than we actually were. But we were all checking up for the cars ahead, and I'm going to guess Carver may not quite realise how much we were checking up, or trying to get underneath us. And yeah, once the contact is made, there is absolutely nothing that I can really do about that. It's just going to snap us round, and yeah, we're in a whole load of trouble. And there was someone on the grass into turn number one. Oh, there's been a bit more. There's been a bit scruffy very scruffy through the first corner. Right. We are into the fight. We're behind Speedlight, which amazingly has got a Ford GT into B-class. That has got to be the world's heaviest Ford. I'll go past it. I mean, what would be advantage? It's got big tyres, I guess. It's a fun PI drop. It's fun to see it down in B-class. But yeah, it'll have some big tyres. I mean, it's going to have some big brakes, to be fair. The brakes will be designed for a much faster car. One of the things that I'm not great under brakes. You'll clonk off that curb. Yeah, it is an unusual vehicle. It'll have some top speed as well. That'll be its other big thing. We've got acceleration. We've probably got initial acceleration because we are, I would imagine, a fraction of the weight of that Ford, and indeed as we get off the corkscrew we are long out of the way. So yeah, the Pulsar, one of the other issues that didn't help with the speed, you'll notice with the car, to try and get it to turn in, I've set it up probably quite twitchy. It works when everything is going well. It's very, very good, but if you do something to upset it, either from my driving or contact, it gets very unsettled very quickly. I'm not quite sure what I've done to cause that, but it's you know what's happened essentially. You can actually see it's very, very stiff. You can see it sort of shaking about on the bumps down here, but it makes it quick over the course of a lap. Just in a racing scenario, it makes it a little bit dicey. However, yeah, if we can get a top 10 maybe from here, that's really the goal I think we're going for. Is if we can run our car towards the top 10. Now, I mean, the field is still pretty close together. It's still pretty bunched up. There's definitely a good chance for us here that we can do this. Grumples runs wide and we follow suit here. Pulsar certainly seems competitive around here. Very difficult to know exactly. This is probably not the track for the Pulsar. Its strengths are going to be, I mean, a stop-starty circuit is what it would want. A lot of low-speed acceleration zones are what this car thrives on. These kind of longer corners we struggle with. The cars with bigger tyres, the cars with more mechanical grip than we have are going to, or more aero grip or whatever. Cars with more grip are going to simply be able to drive away from us. Where we excel is getting the power down out of the slow corners. If you're going to go for one of these, all-wheel drive, as I said, is not the favoured, not often the way to go when it comes to Forza Motorsport. Some circumstances it works, and this car here certainly doesn't seem too terribly shabby. There's a little bit of a panic as we get slowed down there for turn number 1. Big scrap going on ahead. I seem to be matching Grumples for pace, which I can't really catch them, but they're not really getting away from me. If they get slowed down in this fight, I'm hoping that that we can come and join the battle. This is probably the battle for about 10th, I think. Maybe for 11th, not sure. Grumples is past Aaron's BMW, although they're going to go side by side, maybe into the next corner. I am desperately trying to... I think I'm overdriving trying to get into the battle. That is the problem here. I need to focus a little bit more. Okay, we are fine. I got that corner. I was slightly worried the way I hit that curve. I thought it was going to launch me onto my side. It didn't. We actually kind of went across the inside of the curb and got away with that. Right. Into the corkscrew we head once more. Now, we're very fast off the bottom of this one. Grumples is there on the outside of a Corvette. So, is another Porsche looks to be escaping away at the front of this little group. That is 10th place that we desperately want, but going to probably have a tough time catching up to now, unless we get a miracle run through here, as this seems to be sort of stuck as a battle. Here comes the speed of the Pulsar off of the final corner. We're going to draw alongside the Infinity down towards turn number 1. The Corvette is in a bit of bother. Oh, that's kind of blocked. Annoyingly for me, it's kind of gone where I wanted to put my car, which is, yeah, not ideal. We're going to get the great run off the corner again, and that will put us to the inside. They're not really the place I want to be side by side. We're onto 2 wheels. We clear the Infinity. I think they would have had to have a little bit of a check-up. Didn't really want to go for the launch it on 2 wheels and hope, but it did the job. Grumples has got clear of this traffic, which we now need to negotiate. We'll get it slowed down here. I mean, my best problem is for me, through these corners we struggle a bit. That Corvette twitches on the exit. My best bet for clearing cars is going to be on the exit of the corkscrew. But we've got to be... It's not an easy place to pass cars. It's not an easy place to get past cars. We're pulling away from the Infinity, that's helpful. We will be a little bit careful on the way up into here. Now, get the Nissan set for the exit, launch it off of the corkscrew, and we are to the inside into the next turn. We should have the drive, and we do have the drive to get clear. Oh, there's a Porsche in the sand. Well, that puts Grumples up to 10th. There's a chance. There is still a chance. Oh, it's Coffee in the other Porsche. There is a Corvette having a look to the inside. Oh, we are on the curb. Oh, for God's sake. Very frustrating. Not particularly pleased with that one. We have been, yeah, rather bopped about in this session, and our chances at a top 10 are fading. I think we will again get clear of the Corvette on the exit, once again using that traction. Yeah, 10th is gone. I think Grumples is too far. There's a chance we may see a Porsche visit some dirt. I shouldn't say grass. There's not really any grass around here. There is definitely a chance that there can be some more mistakes. Coffee not got the straight line speed. I'm guessing the wide body kit. Probably got a lot of grip mid-corner, possibly. I say, yeah, relatively good mid-corner. Can we beat the BMW on outright acceleration? The problem is the BMW is beating the Porsche. I've got more speed than the pair of them, but I've got nowhere to go. We're trying to get a better exit. Probably shouldn't have gone down to second. That didn't really work as we run up the hill. The Porsche is going to be in an awkward spot, and I haven't really got anywhere that I can put my car through here. We scythe past, and it is hopefully going to be a manoeuvre on the exit as well, but we've got to hold it on the outside. Can't quite hold it, and it gets a bit bumpy as well out there, which is less than ideal. Pulsar struggles a little bit through the turn, but we have made it. BMW is going to look to the outside. Not worried about that. BMW is not going to be a threat into the final corner, I don't think. Now, one more lap to go. It's been quite manic. One more lap to go. A Porsche in our sights. It's got no straight line speed, but we know it's pretty grippy in the corners. Can we look for a way past here? BMW runs wide into this first section. We will get the acceleration. We're not looking to really pass Coffee here. This is not likely to be an overtaking spot particularly. Where I think we're going to do it is either down this straight here, if we can get a good run onto it. My best bet is going to be, again, exit the corkscrew. I need to have a perfect run off the corkscrew and launch it. We may, if I do well here, there's a half chance on the run up the hill. Coffee knows it as well. You can see they're thinking about, do I have to defend up here? They were wise to cover that one. We might be able to compromise them into the corkscrew. Coffee's going to defend here. Will it be enough to hold off the Pulsar? We are going to sweep round the outside. I think we're going to have this one on the exit. We do use the acceleration of the Nissan, although we could be vulnerable through these next couple of corners. It's not all done against that Porsche. We know it's got a lot of mid-corner speed. It's got a lot of mid-corner understeer as it takes a trip to the sand again. That is unfortunate for Coffee. That looks like it just every so often has a weird, mad moment through there. And it looks like Gliska has gone and taken victory. We are not quite going to achieve our recovery goal in this one. I wonder how much more lap time there was in that car. We were in traffic for a while. We got down to a 35.8. I don't think we had quite as much pace as some of the top cars. I reckon maybe sort of around the 5th, 6th place sort of mark is where we would have been looking at if I could have got it all together. The track maybe not so much suiting the Pulsar. A fun recovery drive, an interesting recovery drive. We had a fun little battle in that. Pulsar's not bad though. The Pulsar definitely not too shabby. Although yeah, it got. It's one of those. On its own, it's pretty quick. But if there is even if it's even slightly out of position, either over bumps or whatever, yeah. Then it gets into trouble, but yeah, I will take it for an entertaining race. Well, we have a nice spot on the grid at Yas Marina. This could be pretty good for us, actually. We'll see how well we have got. Frustratingly for me, we have got other all-wheel drive cars around us. We've got more straight line speed. Carver's Subaru is wacky looking. I didn't even know that was a body kit for that car in the game, but there we go. We are really tight on the inside. The problem we're going to have is minimal amount of room on the exit through there. So we've got more straight line speed than these two. They will. I mean, I expect the Subaru to outhandle us. I'm going to guess the Cozzy is also going to. I put a rear wheel on the curb there. Just trying to get my car back into line now for that one. We tried a bit of an ambitious manoeuvre around the outside. Didn't work. Could have been a lot braver through that corner than I was. Right, we will head towards the final turn. The RX-7 is going to launch it, and I saw it coming, and I didn't really get that corner set up properly at all this time around. Now, straight line speed test. Yas Marina, this is a short lap around the South Circuit. We I mean, we are definitely faster than the cars ahead of us in a straight line. We needed to have a much better... Oh! Corner going onto the straight. My brakes aren't as good as I want them to be. Sorry, Longbow. We got away with that, thankfully. Yeah, okay, we've got to brake earlier. Brake earlier with the Pulsar down that section. That was my bad. So the weather for this, we have got overcast drizzle is what it's called. It's basically the lightest of rain. If we were running slick tyres, you wouldn't... Like, if we were having race tyres, you certainly wouldn't be needing wets for this. It's the lightest of rain. There's a little bit of slipperiness about, but nothing too bad. Ollie is turning up with the Camaro. Now, I need to sort this. I need to sort my driving out a little bit. It's been a scruffy couple of laps. We've had a much better end to this lap. And in fact, we are now in, I think, quite good range of Longbow's Cozzy here as we head down towards the first corner. We will outrun it, but can we outbrake it? Can we outturn it into here? Nope is the answer. We got a little bit too tight on the inside. I just don't know quite how to drive that corner through there. Thing is, we're going to get alongside, but I'm not going to have the grip to do this around the outside here. We are just not going to make this work. Well, we try. I could try everything I got to make that stick, but it isn't going to happen. We will look for a sort of cutback, a crossover at some point through the hotel section. Oh, we hit the Latifi wall, and we've got the Camaro is still there. Get slowed for the final corner. Almost ended up in the back of the Cozzy. Right, we try again. I think Carver's gone. Even if we had the pace of that Subaru, our fighting back here is going to be too much. We get close enough, but I just cannot get the move done into turn one. I don't have the grip to do it. And Longbow... So what Longbow does, defense-wise... I mean, I've done it in the past as well. What you do is you kind of... So Longbow's basically just pinching us down to the inside, so I just cannot carry any momentum through that corner. I really have to slow my car down. Now, we can kind of do it to Longbow a little bit through here, but it's not quite as effective. Longbow puts the wheel on the curb. It gets sideways. We then hit the next curb, and we get sideways. So it's about even for the 90s all-wheel drive stuff. Another 90s car has turned up. Not all-wheel drive, though, in the form of that Camaro. Now, does the Camaro go faster than us? All down a straight line. We are very sideways through the final corner somehow. Actually, quite quick. It worked. We chucked it through there sideways and got away with it. And yeah, we're going to have another run into the first corner here. Can we try anything different? Well, we're going to go for our new overtaking technique of launch the car sideways and hope that it somehow has enough grip to make it stick. Ollie's sideways behind us as well. Car Guy is turning up with an RX-7. Carver is just running away with this now. We're going to try and hold the long way round down here. I mean, I just don't have the grip. I don't have the grip to get around the outside of the Escort. I think we're faster slightly than Longbow's Cozzy, but I keep ending up in awkward spots, and we're going to run the risk of losing out to the Chevy here as we dive into the final corner. The Camaro is alongside. We will have better traction. We have some good acceleration as we launch the Pulsar out of the final corner. Are we quicker than the Camaro in a straight line? That is an important question. We're quicker to about 120, 130, and then it just comes steaming back past. We're going to get ourselves caught in the middle of a battle of cars I do not want to be a part of. We may be able to punch through the centre of this, and we do. We take ourselves back to third. It's very much a four-car battle for the last two spots on the podium here. Now it's Longbow's turn. Big slides from the Escort as we head underneath the hotel. The Mazda's having a look. So the Mazda's probably the best handling car here, but the slowest in a straight line. I'm the fastest accelerating, but probably the weaker handling. Camaro's got better top speed, but maybe not quite as good handling. The Escort struggles a little bit on top end, but better handling than me. It's a real mishmash of cars. I mean, Carver's not got that far down the road. I mean, Carver is a little bit quicker than us, but he's not got a million miles down the road. We've got a very good run out of the final corner here. And that is going to maybe be the manoeuvre that we needed to do to pass Longbow if I can get it stopped. Longbow is going to cut underneath. Now, I'm expecting that. My hope was that I'm not going to do it. The real hope was I would then be on the inside through here. That sounded a bit too soon. We're on a terrible line through here. Oh, we got up onto two wheels. And we gave the Mazda a little bit of a bump. It's very crowded. Oh, Mazda returns serve through the next corner. Yeah, so my car, does not like the Yas Marina curbs. Christ, that's twice now we've had a huge oversteer moment through various corners. We are at a very funky angle. Oh, there we got a bit of... Sorry, Ollie, you got a little bit connected with that. God, it's so... This race has been one of those really frustrating ones. The curbs haven't helped me particularly with the way my car is set up. It's just not riding these curbs very nicely. But yeah, I do think we've got more speed than we have really been able to utilise through here. The Maserati has now turned up to join in the fun. We are going to end up running a little bit wide. We're going to launch it across the curbs down that section. Right, can we get ourselves back on terms with the cars ahead? Now, don't upset the rear end of the Nissan, or in fact what we can do though is we can bounce a curb and get a big two-wheel moment. Don't let the understeer drag you too wide through there. We've had a good end, a bad start to this lap, good end to this lap, most definitely. Now we'll break down in towards the final corner, and we've still got a couple of laps to go. There's a chance. Car guy's struggling with a little bit of traction coming out there. We know we've got fantastic traction and straight line speed in comparison to the RX-7. What are we going to be able to do here? We had a much better turn one last time around. The back end wanted to let go on me a bit through there, but it has got turned this time around. We are side by side with the Mazda through here, but we're not going to be able to do anything down this part. I'm almost not too fussed though. What I want to do, my goal is more to make the Mazda, either make the Mazda have to defend, make the Mazda have to drive a funky line, but most importantly is be close coming out of the final corner. That's where we have the big traction advantage, and if we can put the power down coming out of the final corner, that is where we might be able to make something happen. The Mazda is out wide and struggling for grip again. Here comes the Pulsar. We are stuck in the slipstream. Longbow seems to have figured out that Escort and got some pace out of it. We are there looking and looking for a way past. It's the final lap of the race here. We're kind of a bit of trail braking on the way in. I've figured out, it's taken me most of the race, but I have figured out how to get turn one almost right. Ugh, big two-wheel moment on the exit there. Not what we wanted whatsoever. I'm not going to be close enough. Certainly not going to be close enough to have a look down here. Get turned in, Nissan. Oh, the ominous sight of the Camaro right behind us, but the Mazda's all out of position, ended up across the inside, got fired out wide. Mazda's actually in a really awkward spot here. Can we do anything into the final corner of the race? Car guy defends heavily. I try to cut underneath. I'm looking for a shorter run to the finish line here. It's going to be a really close drag race. I think we might have just stolen a podium. We did. Oh, only just. Only just. Jesus. 0.002 of a second separated the Pulsar and the RX-7. We really figured out how to get speed out. In fact, the top group sort of, it was a bit of a mismatch to start with, and then all of a sudden it clicked. Me, Longbow, Carver, Car Guy, Ollie, we all got a lot of speed out of the cars all of a sudden. Bloody hell, that was a manic race. I don't know why Forza's now got to this point where it's showing this black screen rather than, you know, showing the leaderboard, so I can sort of, oh, here we go. But there we go. We just snuck the Pulsar onto the podium. What a mad race. I felt like we could have maybe found a way past that Cosworth at some point. But it wasn't to be. We got stuck in an epic battle. And in the end, we still put it on the podium. God, bloody hell. That was madness. Brilliant, brilliant madness. So, there we have it. The Pulsar was actually pretty damn good. Can't complain about it all too much. Maybe a smidge less competitive overall than the Delta, but that I ran last week. But yeah, it did exactly what I wanted it to. It's a little bit contextual. The stop-starty circuits it's very good at. The faster flowing tracks it struggles a little bit more on. Just ultimately doesn't quite have the grip in the corners. But yeah, I was pleased. I was pleased with the build. All-wheel drive has been a little bit out of favour when it comes to motorsport, and in fact, in just about all the different classes and races we've done, it hasn't been really the way to go. And it's been fun trying to make these boxes work. Pulsar certainly took a fair bit of tuning, but got somewhere in the end to make that a relatively competitive car in this field. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the versus the community section, and you can sign up to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.